Hello and welcome to special Granada reports.
Hello, we're live at Aintree and here's what's coming up on the programme tonight. Thanks.
The sun's been shining and the Grand National's just a day away. We look at what the return of the crowds means to Aintree.
It's that freedom thing that they can get back out there, and they've missed racing. One of the racing, it's a big racing area as well, but Grand National especially, they've missed it.
Many other times, Rachel Blackmore raises the bar still higher.
She's the new star of the steeplechase. Can Rachel Blackmore make it a Grand National double?
If you're planning a flutter, we'll be getting the very latest form from a friendly bookmaker.
Well, after a 2-year gap, Ladies' Day is back. And as promised, plenty more sunshine here today. Fewer showers, we've escaped most of them, and the winds have been lighter than yesterday. But what about these folk here tomorrow? Will they need a few extra layers? Full forecast for the Grand National and your weekend a little later on.
So, a very warm welcome to Aintree, where it is Ladies' Day, leading up to the biggest steeplechase of them all, the Grand National tomorrow. Now, less than 24 hours away.
Yeah, who is going to go home with this amazing trophy? That's the question everyone is going to be asking tonight and tomorrow. That race tomorrow is watched by 500 million people worldwide. What an amazing number that is. There's been a brilliant atmosphere here today. Just look at this. It really feels like the good times are back. So much going on. So many people working so hard to bring all this together and put on a really great show for the Northwest. I can tell you hotels in the Liverpool area and way beyond have been booked up for weeks. Restaurants and bars in this area know that they're going to be stretched to their limits this weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, they certainly do know that. So first, our Merseyside correspondent Andy Bonner looks at just how much this all means to the area, especially as we emerge from the pandemic.
Over the years, millions have headed to Aintree to watch the world's most famous steeplechase.
Once again, the roar of Aintree is thunder.
But the roar fell silent 2 years ago when the pandemic hit. For the race that never was, a trophy never won. And while last year's race did take place, the stands were sparse.
Despite the racecourse being like a ghost town.
Just trainers and owners were allowed to watch, while 140,000 spectators were forced to stay away. But now, they're back.
Just to see a wave of people coming this way, it's like, oh my God.
At the Queen's pub next to the racecourse, business is once again booming.
For 3 days, it's just constant, it's manic, it's chaos, it's just a thrill of everything, you know, and seeing people back out.
How significant is it for you and your family?
The Grand National happened on, I think it was April 10th last year. We were outside listening to the tannoys, there was no people there. The fact that the Grand National was happening, no one could come in. And then we opened on the Monday, so we've missed it by 2 days then as well. So, and we've come through it.
It's been a long time coming.
It's been a journey. People are just, it's that freedom thing that they can get back out there. Grand National especially, they've missed it.
They may well have missed it, but not as much as this Turkish restaurant. It's been open 2.5 years and yet has never benefited from the National until now.
We're all excited. Our first year is going to be here, and after become lockdown and all be disappointed, you know.
This is third time lucky now, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Hopefully.
It is.
How difficult have the last few years been for you?
We've been suffering, you know. We lost a lot of money, and now we look forward for the Grand National, maybe making some money to repair the backwood, you know, because we still own the gas and electric. We built up, you know, we couldn't afford to pay whole bill. Now I hope we make a good business in this Grand National.
It's a significant economic value to the city region. It's great for our bars, it's great for our restaurants, it's great for our hotels. And after the 2 years we had, we really need that benefit of economic impact into the city region, kickstart the visitor economy for what will hopefully be a great summer season for us.
Meanwhile, hundreds of police officers are working across the festival to keep racegoers safe.
It's great to have people back. We just want people to enjoy themselves, respect others, and if they see something which they're concerned about, just to speak to us, and we'll do whatever we can to keep people safe.
One tradition thankfully returning is the jockeys' annual visit to Alder Hey, but this time it was 2012 winner Neptune who was putting the smiles on the youngsters' faces.
Yeah, it's really cheered her up, and as soon as the nurses, when they were doing the plaster, mentions there's a horse out there, she couldn't wait to come out and meet him.
What was she like? How excited was she?
Oh, very excited. She's looking now, trying to see him again.
We're outside today because we can't go onto the wards, so actually people are looking through the windows and everyone's trying to be part of it.
So nice to be here after that gap of 2 years.
Yeah, and it's lovely to see people's faces as well and see what it means to them. But look, this is not about us. This is about all the people involved with Alder Hey. But you see the smile on people's faces and it means an awful lot to them.
It's been a long time coming, but the Grand National Festival is back in full swing. For those finally here, there are smiles all round. Andy Bonner, ITV News, Aintree.
Yeah, everyone is looking forward to this so much. With us now is Alice Plunkett from ITV Sport. The National, of course, is live and exclusive on ITV tomorrow. Alice, what's it like to have the crowds back?
Oh, do you know what? It is so special. Liverpool celebrates Aintree, and Aintree is so much part of Liverpool. It belongs to the city, and it was terrible last year. You know, we felt so privileged to be here supporting Rachel Blackmore, becoming the first woman to win this great historic race, but not to be able to share it with the incredible crowds that we've seen in the last 2 days and that we will see again tomorrow was such a shame. But what a joy, it's just a party atmosphere.
The team here really pulled out all the stops, haven't they? There's a real attention to detail from what we've seen.
There always is. The Jockey Club do an amazing job with Aintree in terms of horse welfare, which is paramount, but of course also just to get everyone to have a wonderful experience and an amazing day. And the best dressed lady today took away £5,000.
Absolutely brilliant. You've been admiring this trophy, I know. You wanted to get your hands on it.
Well, I feel so privileged to be part of the ITV Sport team covering tomorrow, and you know, we hope that 8 to 10 million viewers will tune in with us tomorrow. The team build up all year around this great race, and we're so proud. Last year coverage has been nominated for a BAFTA, and we're so excited and proud of that, and that's all about the team. We've got a call sheet of 140 people, and we showcase every angle of this great race, and the stories are fantastic, but I'm very invested in one particular story. So Snow Leopardess is now being backed into favourite for tomorrow's race. She's a beautiful mare that my mother-in-law bred. She foaled her herself on her own in the stable, age 70. She's the 5th generation of a family that goes back to my mum-in-law being in her 20s, and she had an injury. She took time out and had a foal. That's the horse, obviously, and has come back better than ever. There's never been a mare that's had a foal that's even run in this race that anyone can find, and she's won her 3 races this year. She won the Beacher Chase here in December over the big fences and was spectacular, and she's grey, she's beautiful, she's got a wonderful name, and my goodness, it would be an amazing story if she could win.
So will tomorrow be quite an emotional day for you?
Well, I'm a professional car crasher as it is, and I usually end up in tears with whatever's going on, so goodness knows what will happen. My job tomorrow is to be in the paddock and then meeting the winning jockey, and I hope it's Aidan Coleman on Snow Leopardess, but I apologise in advance if I'm just like some moppy mess out there sobbing.
What's the toughest part of this course?
I rode here in 1993, and I think the start is really important. The start is just behind us over there, and you get into the straight, you get down to Beecher's Brook, and then tactically the canal turn is very important if you can get out wide and cut across on the angle. And then the fences down the back, when you get to Valentine's, those fences come back at you. But as I said, the Jockey Club have done an amazing job. These fences were modified about 5 years ago, and they're very different profile now. They've got soft cores, and everything is done around it being a calculated risk for the horse.
But important to get off to a good start, keep them settled down, but get off to a good fast start.
Yeah, well, we've seen false starts here before, and we just pray we don't have that. They've changed it a little bit, and they've taken the start a little bit further away from the melee of the crowds. They don't do a parade, they bring them straight out onto the track and get them away as quick as they can.
Thank you. Thanks so much, and best of luck for tomorrow.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Well, we've just been speaking about the Irish jockey Rachel Blackmore, who wrote her name into history when she became the first woman to win the national last year.
Yeah, brilliant result for her. And then, of course, she did it again by winning the Cheltenham Gold Cup last month. So, can she make it 2 nationals in a row at Aintree?
Over to our colleague Chris Hall, who's beside the course. Chris, the big question, do you think history can repeat itself?
Since the very first running of the Grand National back in 1839, when a horse called Lottery won it. Only 2 horses, that was Tiger Roll and Red Rum, have won back-to-back Grand Nationals. So Minella Times is bidding to join very elite company this weekend, paired with a jockey from Tipperary who's come a long way.
Rachel Blackmore still 5 lengths clear, and it is Minella Times who is keeping up the gun.
Born in Ireland, adored at Aintree.
Rachel Blackmore raises the bar.
I just cannot believe it. This is unbelievable.
The stands may have been empty, but Rachel Blackmore smashing through racing's glass ceiling was a sound heard far beyond Liverpool.
This is someone who's winning world sports awards, someone who made headlines everywhere from Southport to Tokyo. She is taking our sport to places it's never been before.
What is it about her personality, do you think, that drives her to this success?
She's self-deprecating, she's softly spoken, she's charming, but don't be fooled, because Rachel Blackmore is a fierce competitor. She's cold, she's ruthless, she's tactically brilliant, but almost most importantly, she's inspiring people.
Like 15-year-old Freya Rimmer, who's from Norris Green, just 3 miles from the winner's enclosure, where Blackmore made history and made Freya believe in her own dream. Freya, you've actually ridden around Aintree. What is that like?
I think it's like really inspiring because there's been a bunch of like famous jockeys racing here, and because I've raced here, it's like motivated me to like keep going, to keep racing.
And of course the big one for you was Rachel Blackmore.
I just think she's really motivational, and it just like makes people keep pushing to like be as good as her. Well, I hope like I get to race in the Grand National soon, maybe next year.
It was huge. I cried actually. I actually saw my daughter maybe one day, you know, being in that position.
And when you watch Freya racing, are you not a little bit terrified?
Absolutely terrified. 100% terrified.
This year, Freya heads to horse racing college after impressing as a pony racer, just like her idol before her.
Comes 2 lengths clear.
After ending the 182-year wait for a female jockey to win the Grand National, Rachel cemented her legacy, becoming the first woman to ride a Gold Cup winner at this year's Cheltenham Festival.
Another big race for Rachel Blackmore.
You know, you have all these plans about how things are going to work out, and you know, racing doesn't let that happen a lot of the time, and for some reason it's happened for me today, and I just can't explain how lucky I feel.
But those who know what it takes to win here say gender should not define her achievements.
Rachel is no different to any of us. She's a jockey, and she's an incredible jockey, a bit like all the other lady riders out there. They're incredible jockeys, they're incredible athletes.
I don't feel male, female right now. I don't even feel human. This is just unbelievable.
I can imagine that in the weighing room there's plenty of banter going back and forth. Can she hold her own in there?
She definitely owns her own on, you know, on the course and off the course. She can have a pop at the lads as well. Like, she's very, very determined. She's very, very dedicated. She's willing to take risks.
Plenty will risk a few pounds by backing the humble dairy farmer's daughter, whose fans could watch till the cows come home. It has been quite an incredible couple of years for Rachel Blackmore, hasn't it? Can she do it again tomorrow? Well, with us is a man we can ask, and that's betting expert Adam Smith. Let's start with Rachel Blackmore and Minella Times. What are their chances of winning tomorrow?
Well, the chances are about 9 to 1. Minella Times has been very popular with the betting public already this week, and that could continue into tomorrow. And Minella Times could actually go a favourite for this year's renewal, despite carrying £15 more than Minella Times carried last year. So it's got a tougher task, but everything Rachel Blackmore touches at the moment turns to gold, including the Gold Cup at Cheltenham last month, and you wouldn't put it past her going back to back and winning again.
It would be an incredible story for the rest of us, but I'm guessing not the best result for the bookies.
Yeah, it's been, like I say, Minella Times has been popular all week. It's continued today and could well go off favourite, but there's all sorts of different gambles that are going to go on, and it's a very popular event betting wise, the most popular in the world and definitely in the UK, so Minella Times could well go off favourite.
So talk us through some of the other stories then, some of the other favourites. Who should we be looking out for tomorrow?
Yeah, so the top of the market's dominated by the Irish trained horses at the moment. They've got 3 of the 4 favourites at the top of the market. They're around 9 to 1 each. They trained the first 5 home last year, the Irish, so very much Irish dominated. But the UK standout hope is Snow Leopardess. And Snow Leopardess is actually a female horse, and a female horse hasn't won the National since 1951. And the story behind Snow Leopardess is amazing. This horse actually retired from racing, was injured, went away, had a baby foal, and has come back to racing and could well have a favourites chance in the National and win tomorrow.
Wow, and this is also the first Grand National since the death of Trevor Hemmings, the owner from Lancashire, who bred actually 3 Grand National winners here over 30 years association. He will be very sadly missed, but he will be represented here tomorrow.
Yeah, well, he's already actually represented at the racecourse. There's a bar named after Many Clouds, his most recent winner, and Clough Cap went off favourite for the Grand National this year, didn't make it very far round, and frankly hasn't done a lot on the form book since, but the unique test of the Grand National can bring out some strange results, and Clough Cap is around 25 to 1. Trevor Hemmings has also got another runner in the race that is around 66 to 1, so look out for those colours, the famous white and green colours, as you're scrolling through your race card.
And just briefly, I know that the bookies can be cast as the panto villains because they take our money off us every year, but it must have been tough for some of these independent bookmakers not being able to come down here the last couple of years. What's it like for them this week? They must be buzzing.
Well, it's been really good to have crowds back. Obviously at Cheltenham, the rail bookmakers were reporting record turnover and interest. The crowds have been buzzing, and that's continued over into Liverpool and Aintree this week. The Tote have been reporting record turnover as well, so they're just happy to have the fans back, and there's some good results in the book and there'll be some bad results in the book as well, and it could be Rachel Blackmore again.
Adam, thanks so much for joining us. Hopefully that's helped you pick a winner for the Grand National this year. The race starts at 5:15 tomorrow, coverage on ITV from 2.
OK, we were listening to all that very carefully, Chris. If you were theoretically planning a little flutter tomorrow, who do you fancy?
You are asking the wrong person. The last time I won on the Grand National was 1992, a horse called Party Politics. I think I won about a £5 and haven't won since. If you're asking me who I would like to win, I think Rachel Blackmore's story is so compelling. Wouldn't it be great to see her win back-to-back Nationals on Manila Times?
It would, Chris. The last time I won on the National, it was Lucius who won, and that's back in the 1980s.
I've never won at the National.
Always a first.
Lost a lot of money there. Chris, many thanks indeed. Still, lots more to come from us at Aintree.
Yeah, let's take a quick look, though, now at what's making the headlines on the ITV News at 6:30 with Charlene.
At least 50 people are killed in an airstrike on a train station in Ukraine, where thousands of refugees were trying to flee the fighting. President Zelensky calls Russia's actions an evil without limits. The man who murdered Sabina Nessa is jailed, but refuses to face her family in court. The Queen pulls out of attending the Maundy Day church service next week. Prince Charles will take her place. And the Easter holiday travel chaos could last for weeks, warn travel bosses. Join us for those stories and more from 6:30.
Now back to Aintree, where it is Ladies' Day. All through the pandemic, there was precious little opportunity to get dressed up and party. So they've been making up for it here today, big style.
Oh, they have. It's been a day when some of the national newspapers can't resist catty, negative comments. But there's no need for that from us, of course. We're celebrating all the wonderful outfits here today. For some, it's been 2 years in the planning, and there's certainly been no shortage of eye-catching outfits today.
Our correspondent, Caroline Whitmore's been mingling with the crowds to join in the fun.
Well, after a 2-year gap, Ladies' Day is back.
It's been way too long.
What have you missed the most, girls?
To be honest, it's just seeing everyone in the amazing dresses, even the fellas like dressed up. It's just amazing.
It's been so good to be set free, and it's just amazing to be here today.
The atmosphere and everything, just everyone being together and just having a drink and having a good laugh.
I'm at the races!
Third time lucky for us, because this should have happened the year of the dreaded announcement from Boris, and so we've waited and planned and we've geared up ready for this, and so it's just such a fantastic thing to finally get open and add our little bit of Liverpool hospitality to world-class racing.
bought the business last April, so this is our first Aintree. So it's a baptism of fire, really. It's absolutely booming. We're exhausted, but we love it. It's been really, really busy. Girls have been coming in since January to choose the hats, and they're still coming in now. Even just getting addressed through the post this morning, they're still coming in. Our most popular colours this year have been green and red, and we've recently had a run on black. The Liverpool girls are dead glamorous, aren't they? So it's the bigger the better in most cases.
Girls hit you, hallelujah. Your hat is amazing.
Thank you.
I've just spotted it right at the other end. Tell me about your hat.
It's by a designer called Hat and Spicy, and I just had to. I thought it was the campest thing I could have worn.
Well, I just ran in heels for that hat. That is amazing. Girls hit you, hallelujah.
So fashion-wise on Ladies' Day, we're going to see a lot of bold colours. They're totally in fashion at the moment anyway. So block colours, I think we'll see people in head to toe, brights, pinks, yellow, purple, lime. I think the Liverpool girls are going to bring it. 2 years of having no races and nobody's really been dressing up. Liverpool girls are just peacocks. End of the day, and they love their bling and they love their colour and they love their fashion, and I think they're going to go all out for it today.
Girls hit you, hallelujah.
I'm so excited. It's so nice seeing everyone dressed up to the nines, and the weather is absolutely beautiful, so perfect day for it. I love bling. I made the jewellery, I made the earrings. That's me.
You're all looking incredible. Well, you can't dress like this in lockdown, can you? I lived in tracksuits, so to suddenly be getting like the outfit on and all that, I've had to stick my Spanx on. I bet the girls haven't.
In lockdown, I actually did this, but I sat on my sofa dressed up like this, and I was watching the races. I did actually dress. I did dress up to the nines.
I sat there with a Haagen-Dazs like a tracksuit. You know?
Nothing better to do than dress up nicely on Ladies' Day, bougie style, you know.
Thank you. Look at these nails. That's amazing.
You want to see a pick up a quid?
I certainly wish I'd won a few more clothes. It's absolutely freezing here tonight. Don't be fooled by that sunshine. What amazing outfits, though. And joining us is world champion boxer and a Ladies' Day ambassador, looking stunning, Natasha Jonas. I'm loving that outfit.
Cheers, thank you.
What makes Ladies' Day so very special?
I think it's just an event that everyone it's a big social event in the Scouts calendar. Everybody loves to get up, get dressed and put the best foot forward and come down, have a good day. Whether you win or lose, you're always a winner when you come to Ladies' Day.
Are you a regular at Ladies' Day?
I have, obviously with the last few being not running, it's been a little bit disappointing, but I come as often as I can, even sober most of the times.
Most of the time.
Yeah, not everyone here today has been sober, I think it's fair to say. If you were given the choice, though, of going to the Grand National or Ladies' Day, which would it be?
I think it'd have to be Ladies' Day, just for the social occasion. You come with your friends, you know, you get dressed up, and like I say, there's a whole rigmarole that goes through coming of the event and the day, and it's just nice to share with your friends.
Now, some of the national papers tend to knock Ladies' Day from time to time, but they have absolutely no idea what they're talking about, do they?
No, I mean, like I say, it's about. I think this is an expression of, you know, yourself, and it's 2 years in the making. People just want to go out, have fun, and feel confident in their own skin. And sometimes that's the biggest task of them all, is being confident in who you are and what you wear. And sometimes your clothes express that, and it might not be to everybody's taste, but you know, it's you as an individual, and that's what it's about.
Now, of course, you're a world champion now. Have you been mobbed by autograph hunters today?
A little bit. A few people have recognised me, but I'm a little bit different than when I'm in my boxing scrubs.
Just a bit. Are you getting used to being a world champ?
I don't think I'm ever going to get used to it, but it's a nice feeling, and it's obviously something I've worked hard towards to do, and like I'm just appreciating being able to say that I actually finally did it.
What next for you? What have you got in the pipeline?
We're hoping. I think there's a couple of results that we're waiting on, but I think both myself and Hannah Rankin I've made no secret that that's a fight we both would like is each other, and but it's a fight we both believe we can win.
And as a Scouser, what does this whole event mean to this area?
It's huge. Like I said, it's a big, massive event in the Scout social calendar, and everyone comes and enjoys it. And historically, like, you know, families come together and, you know, friends come together, and it's just a day of fun and enjoying yourself.
Yeah, Liverpool's going to be very, very busy this weekend. Great to see you. Fab dress. And you can see our Ladies' Day coverage in pictures featuring some of the amazing outfits that we've had here today on our website right now at itv.com/Granada.
Well, one of the major factors for any day at the races is, of course, the weather.
Yeah, my top tip is put an extra layer on tomorrow. It has been a sunny day, but it is so cold. Let's get the latest weather now. Kerry, what can you tell us to expect tomorrow?
I am so pleased that the sunshine came out today. I've not been as brave as the other ladies. I've been adding layer after layer, hour after hour. It felt nice in the sunshine, but that really keen cold northwesterly. But what about the skies above and under heel and hoof as we head into tomorrow? Here's your forecast.
Now that is brew weather.
And only boiling what she needs.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Big up you, sis.
So with one more day to go as we head into the weekend and Saturday and the Grand National tomorrow, everything actually starts pretty similar to what it did this morning. A frosty start. There will be some sunshine, maybe not as much today. There's a slightly higher risk of a few showers, but hopefully by 5:15 for the Grand National itself it will be dry, but still quite chilly. We've still got that nagging northwesterly, and as you can see on our air mass as we head into the weekend, all parts of the northwest are still in that Arctic air mass until the very end of the weekend. It looks milder next week, but in turn stronger winds and more unsettled. So overnight tonight, for this evening, not here at Aintree, most of us will experience a little shower or two, but they're easing all the while. And so as we head deeper into the night time, it's dry, it's clear, the winds become light and the temperatures take a tumble. And very similar to last night's -3 Celsius nearly at Levens Hall in Cumbria, we are looking at frosty conditions as we head into the very first part of Saturday. So there are your sun times, setting tomorrow evening at around 8 p.m. Tomorrow, a cold start for all. Even here at Aintree, might be a little bit frosty underground initially first thing. Then we get some sunny spells, but a slightly stronger northwesterly, which will mean that it drags in a bit more moisture from the Irish Sea and a slightly higher risk of a few showers with our sunshine. And temperatures struggling to get to the average with the northwesterly breeze, feeling quite chilly. As we head into Sunday, we are expecting it to be a chilly start. We're just hanging on to the sunshine before all change into next week. See you soon.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
2 sugars, please.
Oh, lovely.
Do you know what's brilliant about this? It's all the bits that you don't see, isn't it? You know, they've been watering the course, so not only are we freezing, but also you get the water blowing over this way as well. So that's lovely. There's been a guy out with like a little hairdryer making sure that all the grass is kind of absolutely pristine, especially when people walk over it. It's incredible, isn't it?
My favourite part of the day is just seeing the crowds back. It's been absolutely amazing to see all these people just having such an amazing time and just really enjoying themselves after the last couple of years that we've had. It's been fantastic to see.
Yeah, leave those dark days of the pandemic behind us. That's it from the team here at Aintree. If you're going to be one of the 500 million people watching the National tomorrow, remember the race starts at 5:15 with coverage throughout the day on ITV.
And as is the tradition that started way back in the 1800s, it is so good to see the crowds, the hundreds of people coming in to enjoy this wonderful event in style.
If you're heading here tomorrow, be sure to leave plenty of time for your journey and wrap up warm. Goodbye.